Welcome people to the Pokemon X Randomizer Challenge here on Siats Gaming. To everyone who was very hyped about, basically the Pokemon Heart Gold Randomizer Edition, I apologize. We can't access the file anymore. It got completely corrupted. So we're gonna try it again at some point with that game again. But for right now, we're gonna be moving on, and I chose to go with Pokemon X. I kind of like this. I was pretty late to the party originally, so I got a 3DS later on, and then started Pokemon again, but it was pretty cool, and we got access right away on the home screen here. Alright, you can kind of tell probably already, this is going to be wild, so it's going to be a wild journey through Kalos. And yeah, I'm excited for this. It's going to be wild, it's going to be cool. Hope you guys are down for this. So basically everything that we have randomized is almost everything. We have our normal, encounter Pokemon randomized, so basically our starters, our wild Pokemon, our trainer Pokemon that we get battle against, static Pokemon, trade Pokemon, whatever. We also have evolutions randomized, so just because we get a pretty sick starter that, evolves into something great, doesn't mean that we're gonna carry that through. So that's gonna be interesting. Kind of curious to see how that turns out. It's one of the first times I'm actually doing that, but I figured, just let's go all out. Let's really just go all out. And then what else do we got? We got movesets, preferably the same typing. If you watch the Heart Gold series, a few parts that were out there, you can tell that some of these, randomized things, even though you say preferred same typing, doesn't really carry through too much. So just because it's a fire type, we've seen that they had some water attacks and all that. So again, just adding to the fun, just adding to the craziness of this challenge or of this series. So I think we gotta, I was gonna say, we gotta put some clothes on. We don't want to go out there in our jammies. I mean, probably have done that before, but we shouldn't do that here in this series. So, but basically you can tell, we got a bunch of stuff going on. Lots of stuff that's randomized. The one thing I like about Pokemon X here is, they get right to the point, really fast. We're getting our starters. So that's pretty cool. We also have our running shoes right away, which I also kind of like. And it's just think about this on the 3DS back then, those graphics were actually pretty dope. Pretty cool stuff. And they were experimenting with, a couple things too, like this sequence that we just seen, so kind of like a POV view, just stepping out the door not for the first time, I hope. I hope we stepped a foot out of our house before. No, but basically just experimenting some stuff here. Alright, can't ride it, but it's our buddy Rhyhorn sleeping right now, so. But yeah, no, they tried a bunch of new things in this series, which is pretty damn cool, and we're gonna enjoy it. So, can't get an account on Route 1, which that is probably the one thing where I was like, oh, come on. You could have a little side area or something, but nope, they didn't do that. Alright, yeah, we have our friends as usual, and as you can tell, I'm not gonna focus too much on the story. I'm not gonna go through all the dialogues. The emphasis is really on the randomized piece here. But I appreciate you guys watching. To everybody who's new on this channel, my name is Siats or Felix, and I'm basically German native, and we're gonna go with Randomized, I guess. So was born and raised in Germany, live in the United States now. So if you hear an accent in my voice, that's why. So hope that adds a little bit to the appeal here. But no, that's me. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is interesting. We got a Beedrill, we got a Cacturn, and we got a Furfrou. Granted, we can't really do anything really much with any of those in terms of evolution, but they're all pretty cool. So I'm gonna go as what I'm usually doing here in the early stages of a series like this, because I'm a small channel, and there might be one vote on a voting stuff, so we're gonna randomize a number here between 1 and 3. So just to establish that, Beedrill is gonna be 1, Cacturn 2, and Furfrou 3. So give me a random number between 1 and 3. Let's see what that does. And the random number is 1. All right, we're gonna go with Beedrill. Let's go. Let's do this. Not too mad about that. So got a random number 1, Beedrill. Let's do this. But yeah, again, we're not gonna have any fun with evolution with our starter, but it also means that we have some consistency going through with it. So, and yeah, let's do a nickname here. We're gonna do Stinger. And if you have some suggestions, oh, wrong button here, I guess. Sorry. If you have any suggestions on nicknames, feel free to leave them in comments. We can always add that or adjust them after the fact. Pretty sure like the renaming thing was still a thing in Pokemon X. So if you have any suggestions for any of our team members, let me know, and we can always kind of go with that. So gonna have our first battle here pretty soon, I think, right? We've got a Pokedex. Our Beedrill should be on there. The one thing that we did too, we gave ourselves like the national Pokedex right away, just so we can technically keep track of everything, if that makes sense, right? Because I mean, if we have all these randomized things going on, they might not be recognized in a normal Pokedex because you wouldn't be catching them in Kalos typically. But there's that. We got our Beedrill. I'm pretty pumped about this, not gonna lie. I'm pretty stoked. And I think now we get into our first battle against Serena. That's my story. I don't know why I chose that. It sounds so fucking stupid. But anyways, yeah, you kind of gotta go with that sometimes. All right. I thought I didn't randomize the names, but I guess I did because Serena is serving Anne now. But all right. Cool. We up against a Sliggoo. Not too bad. We only got a Fury attack. Yikes. Interesting. Alright. Yeah. Let's take a look at the summary though. We have attack 14, defense, special attack. Okay. We have a very good ability actually, so that is good. But then, yeah, Fury attack, obviously, right? With 85 accuracy, not the kind of stuff that we're hoping for here. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go Fury attack because that's what we have to do, and we missed right away. Lovely. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And Bubble, I mean, that shouldn't... doesn't really matter in the first battle, but I'm not too thrilled about this right now. That was a crit, and it's gonna reduce our speed? This is not good. I was so stoked about Beedrill, but this is really not good. Especially that Sliggoo is like freaking bulky, it seems like. What the hell is going on here? Like, if we don't crit... Well, actually, this time it made some damage, but... Yeah, it's not a lot of damage. And we're gonna be slow as hell. Like, I'm surprised we didn't reach a max of that yet. So, can't really do anything. We're probably gonna lose this here. Because the bubble, I think it took 6 out. Oh, only 5. Got one last chance here. Maybe hit 5 times Beedrill and get a couple crits. That would be dope. One more. We actually won this thing. I am so freaking surprised about this. But I'm not gonna say no to that because it means that we at least get 1 level up, maybe 2. Depending on... yeah, no, 1.5. Well, that's good. Guess the one benefit to the Fury attack is if we don't make much damage. I mean, it's risky with like the 2 to 5 hits. But we should have a relatively good chance of... you know, getting a good encounter. Or, like, getting our encounter down a little bit in terms of that. But just in general, the initial excitement about Beedrill as our starter is a little bit gone, to be honest. Not gonna lie, because it's gonna be a little bit tough. And not gonna, also, if we run into a ghost type, that is gonna be critical, or pretty tough. So... issue is, we had that issue before in Hard Gold 2, that we were so weak against Ghost, or that we couldn't even touch it, that, you know, we were so scared. We didn't run into one at that point in time, but there's some instances in that series where I was sweating buckets. It really was. Cool, Ryan is now awake and saying goodbye to us. Roar. And, yeah, what a card. Oh, I see. I was gonna say we didn't forget anything, right? Nope. Just a little send-off from Rhyhorn, our buddy since the childhood. Love it. Backing up. And let's go. Alright, so we get a little Beedrill. Again, not the most ideal moveset there with just the Fury attack, but we'll make it work. I think, if I remember right, if I go in here, I can buy Pokeballs already, right? So we could force ourselves to actually... Oh no, that's wrong store. Wrong side, sorry. Should be on the other one. But I'm pretty sure we can buy Pokeballs in here. So we could force ourselves to start the Nuzlocke right now, which I might do. We have 3,500. So we should save some money once we can buy some potions. So I'm gonna go with 12 for now. Should go, leave us a little bit of money here. And I think we might be getting some from our friends too. So hopefully that should set us up, you know, relatively alright. Yeah, I have a battle. Oh, I have a Pokemon. Believe it or not, buddy, but I'm growing up now. Alright. Encounter. Basically, the challenge is starting right now. How am I supposed to catch that? A Politoed? That is a freaking high catch rate. We'll see. And again, we can't really evolve anything there, but alright. So, feeling pretty confident that another Fury attack shouldn't kill Politoed, but should get him down. Oh, uh-oh. 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 Well, that's what I mean. We're running a pretty risky business with just Fury attack in terms of getting encounters, so we basically killed our first off. Which is not good, and we didn't get another attack either. Alrighty. That is, less than ideal. Alright, yeah. Well, yeah, I tried. I just didn't even have a chance. So, there's that. Gotta wait until the next row, which is not too far away, so I'm not too concerned. But it would be nice if we could, get something else in Fury attack. So... It's okay because it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's risky because he could accidentally kill the encounter, like we just did. So, less than ideal start, but then again, will we have, you know, Politoed, really? Like, that's gonna be pretty tough to catch. But that's what it is, you know, that's a randomizer. You're gonna run into those kind of things. But let's see how this goes here. So, basically just a catch tutorial, which is not... randomized. For some reason the mainstream Pokemon was randomized, but this one is not. So, yep, I saw that. And I wish I could have done the same for mine, but we kind of wasted our first encounter with a Politoed here because we killed it off with our Fury attack. But yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes you get lucky with the you know, with the amount of times Fury attack hits, but it's in the wrong situations. That's right. We're getting into the forest right away. So we have the chance at the next encounter, like, immediately. If we don't, you know, lose to the Stangrowth, obviously, which is level 5. You're kidding. And just watch us getting just two hits at a time here. No, 3. Okay. Okay, 4. Total. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I just thought that, like, you know, in the trainer bell now. Wait, what? Oh, I was gonna say you're not gonna disable my only move that I got. Like, that would be like, what the hell? But no, we can't escape. Which, I mean, we're in a trainer battle and we have only one team member, so wasted move. Tangrowth. Sorry. I got 2. Got a critical hit 2. 4. 2 times in a row. I mean, we missed 1 time in between, but 2 times in a row that we get a whole complete 5. And it had to be the sleep. It just had to be the sleep, huh? That's fine. That's fine. We have enough XP. We haven't really seen any attack yet. The Tangrowth can do a lot of damage to us. It's just a little bit annoying because it, you know, lengthens the battle, like, unnecessarily. So, yep. I get it. You have like a very weird moveset. You're basically making not any damage at all. And you're just annoying basically because I wouldn't be able to escape. You're healing yourself and you made us sleep. Very annoying moveset. And we missed again. That's why I don't like Fear Attack that much. It's not a great, because we keep missing. Like that 15% chance of missing. Like if you think about like it's all about the larger numbers, right? Like 15% doesn't sound like very bad, but in a small sample size, it can feel like that every second move doesn't hit, just because like the sample size is not big enough. And I'm sounding like a nerd right now, which I am, but you know that's how it is. Like all those statistics, and even with like gambling and sports betting and whatnot, or like pull rates and Pokemon boosters, it's all based on the concept of big numbers. So like unless you really go nuts in terms of you know buying packs or like using the move so and so many times, you're never gonna know like the real rate, or you're never gonna come to the real rate here. But there's that little, you know, whole backstory of the concept of large numbers towards the end of the episode here. Sorry I didn't bore you. But yeah, we're gonna see each other next time. So thanks for watching. We get our Beedrill as a starter, wasted our first encounter. But first things in the next episode is gonna be the next encounter, because we're right outside of the forest. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.